Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you again. I'm recording this video on the day that the medium olive Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows dropped. And of course, I took an L on those, but there was a pair that dropped today I was able to get my hands on. Today, I want to look at the Jordan 12 in the Barons colorway. I think they look like they'll be easy to wear, and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Jordan 12s. So like I said, I wasn't able to grab the Travis Scott Jordan 1 low medium olives for retail. I did grab a kid size from the Travis Scott website. I was surprised that I was able to get those, but still the quest to get my own size in a pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows continues on. I have a couple of pairs inside, but those all came from cousins who were able to hit on the sneakers app. I've never gotten that retail W for an adult pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1s. I'm not salty about it. I did see that a lot of people had Ws. I love seeing that. I recently did get a big W on the Verdi SB Dunk lows, which, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I'll really wear them, but I do think that that medium olive Travis Scott Jordan 1 low is very wearable. I'll keep an eye on resale prices, but I don't really know if I'd spend over retail for them, just because it's not anything that I feel like I have to have. I would have been over the moon if I would have gotten that retail W, but it's not like I feel like, oh, I have to have that pair. There's so much heat that has come out and is still sitting. The Mocha Jordan 1 lows are still sitting. I think that's a great pair. With great shoes being as easy to get as they are, I just really don't feel the need to break the bank and pay resale for a pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. Let me know if you were able to get them for retail. I hope that a lot of people watching this were able to get pairs. I think numbers were pretty high as far as Travis Scott's go. I just tried on my account and my wife's account while we were at my son's soccer game this morning. But like I said, that's just the way it goes. I ain't gonna lose any sleep over it, but still, I would love to have a pair of those for retail. This past week, I didn't put any videos up for a couple of reasons. I have been absolutely as busy as can be with work and just family life. I just haven't had time. On top of that, as I started to say, I got the Verdi SB Dunk lows. They still haven't been delivered. I got the Allman Meniere Jordan 4s. They still haven't been delivered. That's the biggest reason why I didn't make any content this week, because everything I wanted to make content on is still on its way here. But enough yapping, let's get to why you're here. We have a standard Jordan 12 box. It's got that cardboard colored lid and a Jumpman on it. The sides of the top are orange and the base is black. Then on the back, it has the same verbiage that we'll see on the back of the shoe: quality inspired by the greatest player ever. The tag reads Air Jordan 12 Retro. The colors are black, wolf gray, and white. But like I said, these are being referred to as the Barons colorway. I think they called a recent Jordan 1 low a Barons colorway as well. And it was white, black, and gray. And of course, the Barons were the minor league team. I think it was the Birmingham Barons, but it was the minor league team that Jordan played with whenever he took that little break from basketball. I think these had a retail price of $200 US, but I had a $20 off coupon. I think I paid around $190 all in for them. And here they are. I think this is a great looking pair of kicks. I don't think it's anything that people are going to go absolutely crazy after, but I think these are just very wearable. Going into the fall time is the perfect time of year to pick up a Jordan 12, just because this is one of those Jordan retro silhouettes that's very boot-like. This color palette just being black and gray, it says there's white on there, but I think the only white I see is on the tag. This color palette is going to go with just about everything. Whenever I first saw these in person, it really reminded me of like a Raiders colorway or something like that. You could really rock these with like a vintage Bo Jackson jersey or something. I do really like the materials that they put on here, but I've also noticed that there's a couple areas where you can really see the glue stains. So I think that's part of the risk you take whenever you get better materials on a shoe like this. I just see the glue a lot of places around the midsole and even on the upper, but I'll point that out as we go. My immediate opinion of the shoe isn't that it wowed me any more than I was expecting to, but just like I thought based on pictures, it just looks easy to wear. It's a Jordan 12, so it's got that classic style. And I do think that this silhouette wears the colorway quite well. It looks like for the outsole, the perimeter is that wolf gray color, but under the front and then under the heel, we have pods that has that herringbone traction. The traction is in a black color. I always like that accent in the front where you have the Jumpman on the outsole, but it wraps up to the front of the midsole as well. I think that's cool looking, and I also like that little white 23 accent that we have there as well. I don't think I'd ever get tired of looking at that carbon fiber plate in the midfoot either. It being black and white, it really goes with this color scheme. Then that gray that we had on the outsole also wraps up to the midsole area. On the heel of the foot, we can see that we've got a 23 accent in black. We also have some little areas of black painted foam on the midsole in the back as well. The foam on the front of the midsole is that wolf gray color, and it's got that snake skin or that lizard texture there on the front. And I've always liked the way that kind of merges into this overlay that we have at the base of the shoe. That's also in that wolf gray color. Around that area is a lot of where I see the excessive glue on this pair. Not sure if you can see that on camera, but just take my word for it, it looks a little bit sloppy with all this glue. Lastly, we do have little accents here in plastic like we're used to getting on Jordan 12s. The outside says Jumpman, and then the one on the inside of the shoe is just plain and smooth. A lot of times this textured overlay has kind of like a cheap feel to it, like the materials feel really synthetic, but this actually feels like a really nice, genuine material. And again, I just love the way the wolf gray looks up against this black background. But we have that wolf gray overlay on the outside of the shoe, as well as on the inside of the shoe. You can tell when you look at the side of that overlay that it's a nice thick cut, and also that it's a decent material. But then looking at the base of the shoe, this is probably my favorite material on the whole shoe. It's got a really beautiful texture, and it feels very nice in my opinion. It's a little bit stiff. It's not the softest that I've felt. It really does feel better than what we typically get on Jordan 12s, in my opinion. It's not overly tumbled. It has just the perfect amount of texture. I really like that black material. I love the way that we have this stitching that goes up from the base of the shoe, and it kind of gives these like a skeleton or like a ribbed look. I've always liked that feature on Jordan 12s, but you have that on the outside as well as on the inside of the shoe. Then on the back, we have this classic heel tab that we're accustomed to getting on Jordan 12s. It feels like a canvas type material. It says Jordan, and it also has that verbiage, quality inspired by the best player ever. Then at the top, it has a little Jumpman. The tongue is more of that nice black leather that we have on the upper. And of course, it spells out TWO for 2. And then below that, it has the number 3 for 23, of course, Jordan's number. At the top of that leather tongue, we have a gray Jumpman embroidered on. It looks extra small on this pair. Is that just me, or is it always that small? It looks tiny on these. Like usual, we got one set of laces with these 12s. It's just a black rope style lace. I really love these little chrome accents that we have at the top of the eyelets. You can see they have a little Jumpman on there. I like how they're not really shiny. I think they gave it like a satin finish, and I think it complements the shoe really well. Looks like we got a black sock liner as well as a black insole, and it looks like we've got a wolf gray Jumpman down on that insole. I mentioned how there was glue on the upper. Here's another spot that you can see it. I don't know if the camera catches that or not, but right here on the toe box, There's a good bit of glue there, and there's just some other spots going back the shoe that I saw it. It's not a deal breaker or anything, but this just isn't the cleanest pair of 12s I've ever had. Let me know what you all think about these. Let me know if you grabbed a pair or if you were lucky enough to get a miracle and hit on the medium olives for retail. Like I said, I hope you all were able to get them if you want them. I'm not really too worried about missing out on them because it's not a shoe that I felt like I needed to have. And as mentioned before, there's so many good pairs that are so easy to get. A lot of those pairs are even on sale at this time. So with so much heat sitting and being affordable, there's just no need for me to worry about paying resale for the Travis Scott Jordan 1s. Let me know what you all think about these. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out.